Hey, how you doing? This is SEIJIHITO here to bring you the news. This is a video that is very disturbing. I'm just going to put a disclaimer directly out there. It is disturbing, and it will, in an instance, show how everything started, and the rest of the instance was blurred out. I specifically made sure um, to blur out the rest of the instance so that we can face very little, issues and things of that sort. Jamal Green stated this. I am in. Uh, hold on. So before I get that far, I also want to state this too. You have a lot of parents directly out there who want to create kids, but they don't want to specifically take care of said kids. They don't want to be parents. They don't want to be guardians of said kids. Right. And because they don't necessarily want to teach or even want to have those kids, they decide to send those kids directly out into the world in order to cause all types of chaos, all types of crime, all types of negative behavior that a lot of us have to sit there and deal with. Right. So I'm not sure if people just sort of happen to have seen the video that will be showcased. Um, but yeah, it's bad. And I've talked about a lot of these things time and time again. You even had in one instance, Brother Umar, who has come through and he said that, some of y'all sons are, gonna be gone for good. And I feel as though that should be broadened to say that some of y'all kids are going to be put away for good, because a lot of y'all kids really ain't no good at all, right? So just in case y'all wonder what I'm talking about, let's look at the video.
Shamar! Look at them ankles, boy. Shamar, Julia. Hey, fool, don't touch my brother, fool.
Oh, hell no, those ankles ashy as fuck.
Look at them bitches, man. Crackhead. Other bitches, Mari. That's his ass. That's his ass. Oh my God. We're not idiots. The little kids in them, not the big kids. The big kids not touching them. I'm saying, what? Also, smash that bitch on my brother. Damn! Crack! Damn! Hey, fool, let my homie go. Let my motherfucking.
Right. So this is the part that I was telling that it was I had to make sure to blur it, because what the kids decided to do was that they wanted to pull the mother directly by her hair, knock her off balance, and they decided that they wanted to start stumping. They wanted to start throwing punches and doing all of these things. Right. So one of the people, Jamal Green, said, "I am in receipt of a disturbing viral video that brought me to tears. Earlier today, a group of students jumped a sickly mother with sickle cell and her two children on the south side of Chicago. These kids attended Bright Elementary School, and we must have a response to the reckless behavior. I will be reaching out to this family to see what help we can provide. These kids must be held accountable. We are living in different times," right? Like I said before, stuff like this is not okay. And I'm going to do a solo video specifically about this, so it may be a little bit of a rehash when people happen to see that. But the main stance that I have is the fact that there are a lot of things that I want to say. A lot of things, especially watching this video, a lot of things that I wanted to sit up there and say. I'm like, you know what? I got to word how it is that I feel very carefully. And looking at what those kids decided to sit up there and do, realistically, I want to call them grown adults because they should be aged up because they showed up as a group, they showed up as a gang, and they decided to beat on, put hands and feet, knock down a mother who has sickle cell. So not only does the mother have an internal battle that she has to fight when it deals with her body, she has to now defend herself from quote unquote kids in the community that decided that they wanted to pick a fight with her kids and her. Because these kids are going to jump her two kids. And this is clearly why the mother, who is sick herself, who was at a disadvantage, had to walk her kids home. Because you got a lot of black parents out here that don't know how to specifically raise their kids. And this is something that I've referred to and something that I've talked about time and time again when it deals with this. But for whatever reason, people want to sit idly by. People don't want to talk about it or bring it up. And I'm like, that's a little bit weird to me. Because realistically, this should be something that everybody would want to talk about. There should be something that the community should want to specifically fix so that it doesn't stay as a specific issue, a potential issue. Things like this are what it is that needs to get taken out of the community in order to better the black community. In order to better the black community, you cannot have people like this. You cannot have kids like this. For me, the way that I look at this is that I want both the parents and I want the kids both in prison. I don't care if they got to create a whole brand new prison system for this. I want the kids and I want the parents in prison. And I'm not trying to hear no type of nonsense from randoms that normally happen to come up like, yo, brother, the way that you talking is the way that they want you to talk, because when it's anybody else's kids doing this type of stuff, they people not trying to sit up there and throw them in prison. They trying to get them and okay, so what? Let that community deal with how it is that they want to specifically deal with that, with the people in their community. That's them. I am not of them. I was not born from them. I'm not a part of them. I am of the black community. And as a black American male in the black community, this does not need to happen. This needs to 100% stop. And in order for this to stop, you actually need the parents to be held accountable. I'm sick and tired of going through years and years and years and years of watching videos of quote unquote kids deciding that they want to attack adults. There used to actually be a time where there was like an unspoken rule that a child stayed in a child's place, that a child would just off the cuff would be fearful of even trying to raise a hand towards a stranger, towards another adult, right? They wouldn't even fathom doing that because they knew that there would be repercussions. Now we're living at a moment in time where there are no repercussions. Because you know what happens? Because a lot of the trash ass parents out here, and I'm talking specifically to those out there in the black community, a lot of those trash ass parents out there get online and they be like, I wish somebody, I don't care what my kid did, I wish somebody would sit up there and put hands on my kid and rah, 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 and all this other type of good stuff. Okay. This is why people don't no longer put hands on kids. They use other methods. They use other methods. And now you got to pray, you got to pray to your Lord and Savior now, because you told people that you didn't want people to put hands on your kids. So now you're sitting up there looking at God and you're trying to get a line real quick, trying to make a collect call. like I said, we got too many parents out here that don't actually want to be parents, especially in the Black community. Too many parents that don't want to be parents. They want to allow social media. They want to allow music. They want to allow negative things in society to raise their kids. If you yourself have not been raised properly, you should not be trying to raise or even have kids. You don't have the necessary facilities to raise kids because you could barely keep yourself together and raise yourself as an adult. So why would you go out here and have kids? Why? And then why would you go out there and have kids knowing the fact that you don't got the facilities or the proper teachings to raise that child? And then you're going to place the responsibility on the community who did not want this, did not ask for this. And now we got to deal with the consequences of something of which that you should specifically have to sit up there and deal with. Put them all directly in prison. Put them all in prison. 100% put them all in prison. So the next comment I got directly up here is by the Queen of Accountability. If you don't know who she is, go look up Daphne, right? So I got to go and look real quick. She said, an hour and a half ago, Chicago police arrived at Orville T. Bright School to detain and question the minors involved in the assault. Reports say that some of them were certainly scared and in tears, a sharp contrast to the confidence they had while attacking an innocent mother and her children. Accountability doesn't feel so bold when consequences show up. Next stop, their parents' homes. Police cars lined the streets, and the community did exactly what a real village does. They showed up, stood in the cold for hours, and refused to let this behavior go unchecked. This is, sorry, because I got something directly on my screen. Let me see if I can kind of move this. Okay, there we go. This is what collective responsibility looks like. This is how you protect a family. This is how you stop the cycle. Accountability. And that is facts. That's 100% facts. We're going to go. I got a few videos touching on what it is that she's talking about. But again, Daphne is the queen of accountability. She has been all throughout the boys. If you don't know who she is, please go do your research. Matter of fact, go directly to her social medias because she was on stories before, a lot of other people. This is one of the first women, if not, matter of fact, I'm going to go out on a limb and potentially say that Miss Daphne was one of the only women to call out the brick lady, right? What was her name? Rhonda Osman. She was one of the first. All of the rest of the women around the world were like, yeah, we know what happened because she said a black man did it. Yeah, so black men had to do it. It already has to be true. This woman right here was like, nah, something don't seem too right about this story. She was the only one that pulled up to the scene and actually defended black men and dissected this story to the point where she got into contact with the police down there in Texas. Multiple reports, all types of evidence, sending it directly to them, all to lead to 2025, where Rhonda Osman is now being prosecuted. She is going to serve some time. But do you know who is sitting up here and deciding to still defend the brick lady after they said that they were no longer going to be on this case? Consciously decided at one point in time after everything was, on fire, he was like, I bow gracefully. I'm pretty much done with this. I'm going to transition and go over to some other type of stuff and talk about some different topics for some time. But for whatever reason, he decided to come back. And then he wanted to, decide to throw his hat directly into this argument as if there's anything to stand on. This woman stole 40 grand from black women and others that decided to support her because she said that, matter of fact, let me just get a picture. Let me just get a picture so y'all know what I'm talking about. So let me just get this image directly up here so that we all know who I'm referring to, because I know a lot of people don't know probably any of which of what it is that I'm talking about right now. So this is the woman that I'm talking about right here. This is the great liar. This is the great deceiver that threw her hat into the ring and decided that she wanted to, you know, find a way in order to bash black men. In the whole world believed it. I was there during a point in time and I was covering this, and it was unbelievable the amount of women of multitude of races who were siding with this story. It's like, oh yeah, black men are just this and black men are that. We know that black men sat up there and did it. We know this black woman is sitting up there telling the truth and da da da. I know of stories and somebody else knows of stories and I've heard a story. Magically, all of these women from all over, everybody believed it. Everybody had a story. Everybody just knew that it was true. The only person that really doubted the whole thing was Daphne, who was the queen of accountability, who called her out and at the same time, again, defended black men while the whole world decided to cast black men into the pits of hell, especially the women in the black community. Crazy work, diabolical in nature. Diabolical. So this is why I sit up there and tell people that when there are black women out here that are actually doing work, that are actually defending black men, those are the black women that deserve the love, the dedication, the respect. Because she was getting called all types of names by black women. Horrendous names. Wanted to call this woman out of her name, wanted to call her, all types of pick-me's and mammies and this, that, and the third. And I'm like, I thought y'all was sisters. I'm like, why would you come at another black woman because you don't like the fact that she's bringing accountability to a situation where you're dealing with a liar? So it's like, to me, the way that I looked at it, I'm like, so you would rather believe the lie versus understand and live with the actual truth. That's what we're doing. And you would allow this woman to sit up there and lie directly to your face and take your money because she's working on the angle of that. Hey, I understand and know. And I want to note that, let me go back to this woman here. I want to note that this woman right here, she is African. She is an African woman. And she decided to go on social media and basically state that black men did something. And everybody took it as face value. Putting a divisive fork, because I can't think of another word right now. Put a type of division directly in there to basically further what's already going on, and it worked. It worked because you had women all over social media making videos about this, crying online, bawling their eyes out. But I didn't see not nearly one of those women bawling their eyes out when they found out that she was lying, that she stole 40 grand directly from them. That the money that she was getting in all of these donations, she went to go get her body done. But yet this was the same person living in fear of going outside of her house, but yet she was going to clubs. And then she also got videos up there, which I've showcased as well too, of, calling certain people dumb for believing in certain things. But, it'd be like that. Anyways. Again, we're dealing with the queen of accountability. If you don't know who Daphne is, go to her social medias. Go look up all of the work that she has done. So here are some of the videos that Daphne is referring to when it means that the community is coming up in full force in response to what it is that is taking place.
This is a Chicago public school. Right now we have the Chicago Police Department who is protecting the entranceway to the school due to protesters who had arrived out here out front of the school. So right now you have news media, you have, people from the community, relatives of the victim. People are speaking out about bullying in the school system, in Chicago public schools. So, this happened at Orville Bright Elementary School, and this is a school that I have taught at multiple times as a substitute teacher for CPS. And I am aware, these kids are big and strong, this woman was very small and, she didn't stand a chance against all of those kids who ganged up on her and her children and hurt them. And it's ridiculous. And people are standing up and we're speaking out against this violence in our community. We want to protect every person, every child, everybody in our community. We can't do that if people are not going to be held accountable. So,
Oh, you heard that. She said we can't do what it is that we need to do if people don't come together so that others can be held accountable. Again, this is why I stated before all of the things that I've stated so many times throughout so many videos, throughout so many live streams. And it's crazy to me that, when I would always talk about these things, I would always get pushback. I would always get pushback from a lot of black folks directly out there that want to have a disagreement. They want to sit up there and say, I'm playing for the other side. I must actually be white. I must be some type of Oreo. I must be biracial. Like I said, I would have black folks or whoever state a variety of things because I want to critique the black community so that people can be made aware of the things that are going on so that they can actually be fixed, so that people can be held accountable, and instead of the whole community being held accountable. The whole community should not be held accountable for what it is that these quote unquote parents, or the lack thereof, decided to do when it deals with these individuals, these criminals. Right? Let me see if I can. Yeah. Right. So let me just freeze it right here. Right. So this is the mother right here. You got, I want to say it was probably like more than 10 kids directly out there, not including the 2 kids that she has, right? It was more than 10 kids out there, and all of them a variety of age ranges and weight. And not one of them decided to be like, you know what? This ain't a good look. We shouldn't do this. This ain't a good idea. We should just leave them alone. Not one of them had the brightest idea. All of them are nothing but emotional chaos. They decided to pick on small kids. Look at the height of her son. Her son is not even her height. And I'm pretty sure that lady is probably what? She's probably maybe about like 5'6", maybe. Because there were kids that were pretty much average height that were taller than this woman, if not the same size. One of the girls that were there that decided that she wanted to start putting hands on a grown adult woman outweighed that mother. Understand me. So not only do you have a grown adult woman that is out there defending her kids, not only does she have sickle cell, but you got kids out here who outweigh this mother and wanted to sit up there and fight her, and did just that. Knocked her down, dragged her, pulled her by her hair, kicking her. All of those girls out there sat up there and jumped that mother real quick. As soon as she went down to that ground, all them girls started jumping and kicking and punching and pulling hair. And this is when I sit up there now, and I really try to specifically speak to people. And in a lot of the videos that I've talked about, because I get people up here that always want to say like, "Yo, Seiji, you're always this, that, and the third." Matter of fact, let me try to find a comment real quick. Let me, because I have a comment from a previous video where somebody wanted to pull up to the scene and say that I was picking on black women. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. You just got to be kidding me. Let me see if I can find that guy. I might have to go through my full comments there. Let me see. Response status. Responded. Let me see, because I got a few of them that's up there right now. I don't entertain ignorance myself. And also, I want to give much love, respect, and appreciation, and shout out to anybody who has been watching, a lot of the content that is up there at this moment in time. Much love, respect, and appreciation. And also much love, respect, and appreciation to any and all who have also donated over time directly to the channel. I wonder, did he delete his comment? I might just have to sit up there and paraphrase it. But basically, the guy pulled up to the scene and he wanted to say that I, as a black man making videos and critiquing black women, that basically makes me look weak, and that I should get together with other black men and go and have whatever war with white men. I'm like, if you are really about that life, you should be the one to actually do it. Like, I'm focused on what it is that I'm focused on. Right? There needs to be certain checks and balances directly here before you decide that, oh, we're going to go out here and have, whatever brouhaha, but yet back home is still jacked up and it's still a mess. There's still no type of order. There's still no types of checks and balances. People still ain't listening. So to any of those black guys out there, if you just so happen to be directly in this live stream listening, you can go fuck yourself. I just want to say that very clearly. I'm not mincing my words. I don't care if you're like 7'2", 350 solid. I don't care what you are. If you feel a certain type of way, then you're gonna feel a certain type of way. Go talk to God about it. Go 100% talk to God about it. Because I'm not about the life of allowing those out here to go out here freely and just do stupidness. I'm not about that life. There needs to be accountability. There needs to be acknowledgement and acceptance of wrongdoing, and there needs to be corrections that need to be made. The moment in time that you decide to follow idly by a lot of these women on TikTok that sit up there and say that, they find men sassy if they're or gay, if they critique, or if they want to have women be accountable, aka don't argue with me and let me know that I'm wrong and try to correct me. Yeah, nah, I'm not about that life. I'm not about that life. We're not doing that, because that same type of mentality is what has led to these kids attacking this woman. And again, whenever I bring up this stuff, I always get women in the comment section wanted to pull up to the scene, wanted to shift the conversation to black men. And I'm like, no. Focus on the fact that you got these black girls out here who are raised by black mothers who decided that they wanted to pull up to the scene and start fighting a grown adult woman who is going through medical issues, going through sickle cell. She can't defend herself. It's a fight every single day, just waking up in the body that she is in at this moment in time. And she got to sit up there and put on whatever armor that she can in order to bear through this, whatever pain she has to go through, in order to make sure that her kids can sit up there and go to and from school completely fine and dandy without being bullied and jumped. Like I said, and as I stated directly in a video that I'm going to put up, that's a solo version of this. All I'm saying is, so for the black men and women out there that always want to run their mouths, where y'all at? Because when I sit back and I watch this video, let me just let this play on mute. As I sit there and watch this video, I'm noticing that this is daytime, so this should be around like 2 or 3 o'clock, which means that you do have some adults that are home. Everybody is not working just specifically during the day, so they're gone from the house. Nah, you got people that work mid shift, you got people that work day shift, you got people that work night shift, you got people that work graveyard. Right, so you got a multitude of people. Nobody is out here within a block. Everybody's working the exact same time frame at the exact same job, going the exact same direction. So all I'm asking is, where's the black women and the black men? Where are the black women and the black men to be there to stop this from happening in the community? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Where are they at? Because the main conversation that always happens, like, oh, well, if the black man was in the household and the black man was raising, and if the black man was a protector, if the black man was a provider, if the black man would get married to black women, if the black man would sit up there, and I'm like, okay, so that's the angle that we're going on. And then on the reverse side, people are like, well, the single mothers out here and this, that, and the third and all that. Where are any of you niggas at to sit up there and stop this from happening? That's my question. Beyond all of the BS that y'all like sitting up there stating all the time online because y'all like doing this chaotic back and forth type of thing, right? Cool, no problem. Y'all like playing games. Y'all like winning stupid prizes. This is that stupid prize. This is the stupid prize that both of y'all are winning for the black men out here, for the black women. This is what it looks like when all y'all care about is hating one another. Going online and doing this back and forth. Y'all want to go on TikTok, black men versus black women versus black men. This is what it looks like when y'all can't get along and do shit. But then y'all want to sit up there and procreate and have kids. Huh? Y'all already chaotic and now y'all want to create more chaos? And now everybody else in society got to sit up there and deal with this? That's what we're doing? That's diabolical. That is diabolical. Also, shout out to anybody that want to leave dumbass comments at this moment in time, because I will be hitting that ban button on you real quick. I have no patience today. You will sit up there and meet the right one today. And you have to pull up here with another Google account. Let me let you know something real quick. We got wait, let me actually try this out real quick. Okay. So if you look directly to the side, you'll actually see some of the comments. You'll actually see some of those real quick. Right? So we got one person that said the teachers have been sounding the alarm for this behavior. Matter of fact, let me just she said teachers have been sounding the alarm on behavior of children in schools for years. That's facts. And a lot of black parents didn't want to pay attention, didn't want to listen. A lot of, let me repeat it again. I'm talking about on both sides. I'm talking about both for the black men and black women. Ain't none of y'all want to sit up there and listen. Y'all all want to sit up there and say that somebody needs to be held accountable, but y'all don't want to hold yourselves accountable as black men and black women. Y'all don't want to do it. But you want everybody else in the community and the world to be accountable for your kids, some of which that you created, you brought onto this plane of existence. We did not ask you to decide to lay down with another chaotic human being and create children. What we did ask you to sit up there and do is just stay by yourself, stay by your lonesome, actually evolve, actually grow into an adult, a mature adult, a logical adult. But nope, a lot of y'all decide that you want to be stupid. You want to play stupid games. So here are the stupid prizes. So all I'm sitting up there saying is at the end of the day, for those in the black community that decide that they want to raise kids like this, I want you all in prison and jail. Prison, I want you and your kids all in prison. No ifs, ands, or buts. I don't care what no ultra conscious black whoever got to sit up there and say something about what I'm saying, because they don't got no fix. Let me just let you know. They can state all of the things that they want to sit up there and state, but at the end of the day, they don't got a real specific fix. I just want both of those parents and those kids all in jail, in prison. Y'all going to be serving some time. Going to be serving some time, because that's the only way that people are actually going to learn. Because you got too many of these kids out here that are getting second chances. You got too many of these parents out here that's getting second chances on having multiple kids. They're on like their 9th kid at this moment in time. How are you raising 9 kids? How are you raising 9 kids? A lot of people that even got that many kids can't even remember the birthdays or the dates, even if they are in the same household. They were like, you, hey, kid, yeah, with the red on, yeah, come here. So it's like, what are we talking about? People create situations in which they can't even manage. You got adults creating kids out here that can't even manage their own lives properly as adults. They can't even manage their own bills. They can't even manage their own job. This is why they got 99 different jobs they've been through in the last 1 to 2 years. Can't even be consistent. Only thing that they can be consistent is consistently inconsistent. That's it. So if you're dealing with consistently inconsistent people as adults that lack maturity, that lack logic, what do you think that they're going to sit up there and produce coming directly from that factory? Chaos. So again, that's clearly what you are able to see. It's diabolical work. So now let's go to the next video here.
Oh yeah, everybody here for sure. Everybody is here for sure. Oh my goodness. Everybody is out here. Oh wow, bro. This is wild.
Like at this moment, this is the one positive thing that has happened throughout this whole situation. This is the one positive thing that has happened in this whole situation, which is you've seen a lot of adults pull up to the scene, understanding that a wrong has been committed and that that mother can't stand for herself, so they will stand. They will be there to represent her.
That's why I take a village to raise kids, not just one person. Because everybody don't get it all. Thanks,
Every single one of these adults that's up here, I respect what it is that they doing. I'm not sure if the parents of those kids are up there. I don't respect you at all. You're trash. You are the worst of the worst. You don't need to be a part of anybody's society. You don't need to be amongst or with any civilized group of people. You need to be off on some island in the middle of the Pacific that consistently gets hit by storms and tidal waves and earthquakes every single day. You don't need to be around normal everyday people, you or your kids. Like I said, I'm not with the second chance. I get to a certain point in time where I'm looking at stuff and these quote unquote kids are doing this. I'm like, yeah, I'm not really believing in second chances. I'm not really believing it because there are certain things I understand. It's like, all right, petty theft, right? A little kid decides to sit up there and steal a starburst. All right, cool, no problem. You know, you can sit up there and learn directly from that. That was just something stupid. It was like you saw it, you wanted it. All right, I get it. When you're grown, in a sense, right? You talking about like you 8, 9, you like, 10, 11, 12, and you decide that you want to be amongst other groups of kids that want to put hands on a grown adult woman who is protecting her kids from y'all. Matter of fact, let me go back to that pack of kids. Let's see if let's go back to the pack. So the one that outweighed the mother is the one with the white long sleeve shirt. That's the one that started really fighting the mother. That started swinging directly on the mother. The mother couldn't even defend her face because she was defending. She was too busy just trying to use her arms and whatever she could of her body to basically protect her kids from getting hit. And then a moment in time that she basically raised her hands to protect her face from that girl, that's when the other kids pull the kids away, and then the rest of them decided that they wanted to sit up there and start knocking the mother over and dragging her off the concrete into the grass and start stumping and punching. So it's like, when it deals with certain circumstances, especially like this, I don't see or believe in second chances. I don't, because these kids are a reflection of their parents. And can't nobody tell me no different. You're not going to sit up there and tell me like, oh yeah, these kids, their parents, they're college educated, work, great jobs and, God-fearing people. And you're not going to tell me none of that. Their parents are chaotic. Their parents are trash. Their parents are worthless. Their bloodline is a failure. What do you expect? Now, again, I do get that some people may pull up to the scene and be like, man, yo, this man really talking like, anti-black. He really putting on. Nah, Actually, I'm not. This is the exact same things that I would sit up there and say to anybody else, and I have done it. Don't matter if you're white, don't matter if you're Asian, don't matter if you're Indian, don't matter if you are Latin, don't matter if you're African, don't matter if you're from the islands, whatever. I done said this about everybody. So miss me with all that bullshit. Please. Please do. Please. Because at the end of the day, anything that you're saying and you're trying to say that I'm all this other type of stuff, it's not going to fix this problem. It's not going to give a solution to this problem. My main solution is that we need laws in place to make parents accountable for the actions of their kids. And I said this before. And again, when I've stated that, I got pushback. I don't got time. If you raise your kids well, then it's going to show. My mom always sat up there and taught me that, when you leave this house, you better not leave here like you was raised by wolves. You better not go out here and try to do what everybody else is sitting up there doing. You come from me. You better not go out here and embarrass me. And because I love my mom and also have fear, I never did that. There is not a point in time of my teenage lifetime that the police came directly to the door and asked her for her son. That ain't never happened. And it never had to happen. Because I wasn't out here sitting up there, I'm about to rob, I'm about to pillage, I'm about to tear up the black community, I'm about to be out here selling drugs, I'm about to be out here running with the gang, I'm about to be out here spraying up the block. Nope. Nope, not at all. And again, that's, coming from the whole thing of single parent household. So people can miss me with the whole thing of sitting up here, well, everybody's different and this. I ain't trying to hear that, because statistically speaking, I'm supposed to be a part of a lot of stats. Matter of fact, lifespan wise, I'm not even supposed to be here at this moment in time. But obviously, because of how I was raised by a single parent, look at that. Blew past all of those things. But yet, when I look at these kids, I'm not saying that. And I'm pretty sure that these kids are being raised in a single parent household. But because the parents are trash, the mother is trash, you're going to create a trash product. There's nobody else. Boy, somebody said, "Who are you to judge?" I just told you, I'm a judge, jury, and executioner. That's exactly who I am. That's exactly who I am. Because I was not even was, right? I'm raised by a Black American woman, born and raised in the United States within the Black community, born and raised in Detroit. So as a Black American male, a part of the Black community in America, for a broader perspective, I have every right to sit up there and judge these situations. Now, my question to you, Kathy, who are you to question me? Because I'm pretty sure you don't even have the facilities for this conversation, realistically. Because I could talk from the perspective of dealing with women with kids, being there to help raise. I can talk from a variety of perspectives and have quite a bit of input. Because again, I'm a man at the end of the day, and most women don't actually want to deal with guys who have kids initially. So again, I'm going to have insight and info that you're not going to have, specifically speaking, on top of my layered experience of growing up in a single parent household within the Black community, and shooting past all of the negative stereotypes and the statistics that people say that I should have automatically fell directly into, but I didn't. So again, I'm the judge, jury, and executioner. That's exactly who the fuck I am. So if you have a problem with that, I don't know what else to tell you. That's just you. Somebody said, hey, I come from the islands in the Pacific. We don't want troublemakers. We already have them from other islands and we face other issues. Okay. Miss Doltry, what is up? What's up? You said, but it's kids raising kids. Yeah, Sham said, "Yo, what's up, Sham?" Sham said, "My dad would beat me if I was even being too loud outside." Maximus, what is up? Said, "Well said, delivered, flawless victory." Um, what was it? Pookie Nose said, "BS is BS. You call it fair." Okay, yeah, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. Google said, "So true, but many will not." Miss Dolce said, "My parents are divorced, so I understand." Uh, Sivan. Hopefully, I pronounced that right. I'm trying to do like an either or thing. Um, but you said, "Who are you to judge?" Is a mantra of rebellious people who reject accountability. Let me put that up there. Mm, mm. that's a bar right there. That is a bar right there. D Money said the Lord's work has already been done. Said you. Just pack that woman on up. That's crazy. Miss Dolce, who was that? Josh said, "What's up? Yo, what's up?" Miss Dolce said, "And she made my dad's life a living hell until we were all grown." You know, the craziest part is, thank you for mentioning that, because as I've stated before, even on this platform, you have a lot of folks out there, women, who don't specifically want to talk about how men get treated in, relationships, marriages, and things of that nature. You don't have a lot of women that want to be forthcoming, and it seems as though that the greater majority always want to take the side of like the mother. Like the mother is the closest thing to God, the purest, form of God in living flesh, and can do no wrong. The only person that ever does wrong is always the father. And I'm like, I always found that to be weird. I always found that to be weird, because I've known the fathers directly out here, and I can see the actions that they do. And I'm talking about the good, contributing, positive actions that they have when it deals with people, family, kids, and things of that nature. And then I can look at the actions of the women. But like I said, I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, it's only a rare few that'll decide to pull up to the scene, like yourself, and I will be honest about the situation. Sham said, "Kathy in the Shadow Realm. I feel like she's saying that now, but if boy, if she was out there, she wouldn't say ish to those kids." So I activated my track. Trap cards have been clearly activated. And like I told people before, if you pull up to the scene and you decide that you want to write something stupid directly in the comment section, either me or one of my many moderators directly up here will get you. We got some people in the shadows with snipers. We got some snipers directly out here. We got ninjas out here. We got some Yu-Gi-Oh card players. We got a variety of people. So no matter which game you want to play, even if it's chess, we got somebody for you. We got somebody for you. Yo, what is up, Tippy? Tippy said some black people don't need to have kids. This is disgusting. That is facts. That is bad. That is facts. What is it? Taco Yokai said young ones no longer understand the shame that they bring to their family's name, especially if the family does not have strong bonds. Many move away, so it can be difficult to maintain. That's facts. That's facts. I see you. That's facts. She does it. What is up? Said they are followers, not thinking individually, as the parents may well be too. It shows in the copycat styles, hair, lashes, designer clothes, and etc. Individualism and creativity in the past. I got you. That's bars. That is bars. Straight bars. Straight bars. Sivan. Hopefully, I'm pronouncing this right. I feel like I'm not, but I got you. Some women will take the credit when children succeed, but blame the father when the children fails. Damn, that hit. That hit. Yeah, that's bars. That's bars. It's almost in the same time as when people want to sit up there and be like, "Yo, I'm just gonna just for a tiny bit, right? I'm just gonna move this to the religious part." It's within the same vein as when people sit up there and want to start praising God whenever good things happen, right? But then those exact same people never want to blame God when bad things happen, even though God created all. He sees and knows everything that's going to happen, past, present, and future, right? Knows things before you even know that they're going to happen, as I have been taught and as they've been stated to other people. So it's a little bit crazy to me to think not even to think to know the fact that everybody's like, yeah, we want to praise God, and thank him for this $100 million that just landed directly in my lap. But then if you get robbed of that $100 million, people are like, no, the devil did it. I'm like, huh? Like, maybe God took away that money because you weren't ready to actually have that money. You were going to do something reckless and foolish and potentially lose your life. So maybe God foresaw something and then decided to strip you of it. Maybe it didn't have anything to do with the devil, right? But like I said, I don't know. People move differently out here. Sham said, yeah, my dad was the one really raising us kids. My mom worked all the time and she didn't want too much look after us. My dad was always at school and looking after us. The man is dope. Man is dope. Sham also said that American culture is not good for strong family bonds because we have an individualism culture. So a lot of these kids aren't raised with the idea of not shaming the family. You know what? I was. Let me tell you, I can't speak for the rest of these kids directly out here, but I was raised not to bring any type of, and again, I'm not like Japanese and nothing like that, but I have to say it like this. I was raised not to dishonor, shame my family. And as soon as I say that, I think about Bruce Lee, right? But again, that's how I was raised. And because again, I had the love and I also had the fear, of my mom, I made sure not to do that. Again, I never wanted to be the person to ever make my mom cry. I never wanted to be the one to make my mom wish she never had me or whatnot or whatever. I never wanted to be that. Never wanted to be that. And again, due to the fact that I was growing up again in the Black community, I could clearly see how me being raised the way that I was raised versus other kids directly out there and how that basically affected the outlook of life and the trajectory as well too. And again, like I told y'all before in multiple live streams and videos, I played basketball, just like street ball and stuff, normal hooping with a lot of guys. Like in some instances, me, Ricky, and Chris, those are my guys, and Daniel's son. There would probably be like, 15 to 20 guys in the backyard, and we're just hooping on one hoop. And a lot of those guys, they had some different lives. They had some different outcomes in lives. Some of those guys are still around. They got families, but some of those other guys are, in and out of prison. They got records. Some of those guys ain't here. So this is why I sit up there and say that the teaching, it really starts from home. And if the parents ain't teaching, ain't nobody going to sit up there and teach. Ain't no other adult out here about to really sit up there and I'm going to say it like this, waste time and try to teach your kids what it is that they should have been taught at home. Don't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody getting paid enough to even do that. Teachers aren't even getting paid enough. And again, shout out to my moms out here that are teachers, substitute teachers, and things of that nature. Like I said, some of the information that I've received over time and having to understand what it is that a lot of them have to sit up there and go through, I'm like, yo, it's not even worth it. It's not even, I would not even want you, being around nobody else's kids because too many things can sit up there and happen. Too many things can sit up there and happen. Like I said, not only do you got to worry about potentially fighting the kids, but you also got to worry about fighting the parents. Or let's do the reverse. Not only do you got to worry about fighting the parents, you also got to worry about fighting the kids. Either which way it goes, it's chaotic, it's not good, it's bad, and it should not be happening, but yet it does. And that's because you don't have enough people out here actually standing up, trying to fix and put a solution directly out there so all of this can stop. Like I said, the amount of disrespect within this generation, these two generations, the amount of disrespect that I have seen just by social media alone is astounding. You got kids just out of the blue walking up to elders, calling them out of their name, getting into their face. What? I could never do anything like that. Like I said, like yo, these kids don't have no respect for nobody. But the thing I can't wait for, and I pray to the universe itself that I live long enough to see a lot of these kids right now get old enough so that they can get into their 60s. I want to see them in their 50s and in their 60s. And I want to sit up there and watch how those generations treat them. Because I bet you their mentality is going to be vastly different and be like, yo, they don't sit up there and respect us. Yeah, because you didn't respect the ones that came before you. And this is why I told people before that there is a type of initial respect that is automatically present and given because of the fact that somebody is older. I'm not saying that they don't, you can't correct them. You can critique, you can correct. But there's initial type of respect that is given, meaning that if you are 18, there is no way in the world that you should be trying to get into the face of somebody who is 60 and 70 years old. What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? Like, you look like a straight clown. Like, you're not proving anything. Like, you're faster, stronger, more athletic. What are we really doing out here? Nothing. You're just trying to what? Show off in front of your friends? Doing all types of dumb stuff directly out there, and then you're recording it for social media. This is the other thing that I want to happen too. What I need to happen, because we're living in a newer generation with a younger generation that likes to record every single thing. I need all of these businesses to create some type of an AI heart where they record all of the younger generations like videos from all of the social media. And I want that used against them when they try to go out there and get a job. Like I said, as Mo would sit up there and say, bring in Skynet, that's exactly what I want. Because people don't understand what they have until it's gone. So in order for people to understand the types of freedoms that they have at this moment in time, you got to start stripping people of a lot of stuff. A lot of things has to start being used against a lot of people. And I'm tired of people sitting up there saying like, oh, well, that person was young, man. Nah, you put hands on somebody that was older than you, somebody who couldn't even really defend themselves. Nah, you got to pay the piper. So that means that whatever you do right now is going to affect you for the rest of your life. Like I said, consequences. That's the only way that people are going to actually learn to stop doing things that you know that you should not be doing. Stop trying to posture on social media as if like you're the popular kid. Magically, every kid out here is popular because they got a following. Every kid out here is somebody because they got a following. When realistically, even amongst the world, they're still nobody. They're still nothing. And they don't even realize it. But like I said, everything for popularity, right? Everything for likes, everything for clicks. That's again why you got these kids right here being the dummies that they are, recording this. Like I said, I want this. I want their faces, and I want this video to be attached to whatever name that they have on social media. I'm talking about to their legal name so that this will follow them. I want every single job to look at them and try to weigh that if this person would be a great fit for their brand, for their company. Like I said, it needs to happen. That's the only way to eradicate a lot of this nonsense from going on. Because the moment in time that you got people recording this, you're going to have people that's going to copycat this. And that's the problem. It's different if you got dummies out here recording because they're dummies, and then people are just watching dummies being dummies, and they're going to go out there and do what it is that they just do versus being copied. That's different. But again, that's not the society that we're living in. We're living in a society where people are like, oh, snap, they went out there and did that. There's no repercussions. Nobody's holding them accountable. Nobody actually fought them back. Oh, snap, they got a whole bunch of comments. They got likes. They got a whole bunch of subscribers directly on TikTok and all this other type of. What do you think they're going to sit up there and follow? They're going to follow the dumbness. They're going to follow the idiots because that's what's generating the revenue, the likes, the value, the money. All the stuff that realistically is not real. That's in a sense really not tangible. That's crazy. So you said no children are trash. All children are, I guess you meant to say all children deserve, yeah, instead of are. All children deserve care, love, and support. Did you not see the video? Do you not comprehend and understand what it is that I'm clearly stating at this moment in time, specifically about this video and kids who follow within this exact same thing? There is no amount of love that you can give to any of these kids. And this is where I got to sit up and say it because I'm going by actions. So, in order for me to believe that these kids would actually be different from the actions that they perform, they would have to perform greater deeds and actions than what they performed right here. If you are a quote unquote kid and you decide to basically, for all intents and purposes, what they're doing is stalking somebody, what they're doing is preying on somebody who is defenseless that cannot defend themselves. And they also outnumber the people that are directly there. They jumped the family that was there. And you're telling me that these same kids deserve love, care, and support from who? From who? Who? Why would I even shed a tear for any of these kids? I wouldn't. I could care less. And I mean that because these kids did not care. And I think in another post, it was also stated that the mother here is pregnant. I'm not sure if it's true or not, but if that is the case, I want people to understand how horrible this is. Not only does a mother have sickle cell, not only is a mother having an internal battle health wise, but she has to defend herself on the outside. Not only does she have to do that, but she also has to be aware and try to also defend her kids against all these other kids directly out there. And then to add on top of that, this woman also may be potentially pregnant. So that's 3 kids that she is trying to protect. 1 second.
Hey, fool, don't touch my brother, fool.
Oh, hell no, those ankles ashy as fuck.
Look at them bitches, bad crackhead. Other bitches more. That's his ass. That's his ass. Oh my God, damn. We're not idiots. The little kids in them, not the big kids. The big kids not touching them. I'm saying the little kids. Oh, should smash that bitch on my brother. Damn! Crack! Damn! Hey, fool, let my homie go. Let my motherfucking.
All right, I'm back. My apologies. I had to deal with some stuff directly in the background. But yeah, back to what we were talking about before. This is a problem and it is directly an issue. Shout out to Sham. That's why I tried to have your comment directly up there, where she said, "I think he's away on the phone." Yeah, had to deal with some stuff real quick. Had to deal with some stuff real quick. But yeah, man, like I said, for anybody that's been here a little bit long enough, let me just let this replay again. I just want to see a lot of y'all comments. Because we do have the comments playing directly on the side, so you can actually see your comments at this time, unlike what we were previously able to do. Hey, we got Miss Anderson. What is now? My phone is going off. 1 second. But yeah, shout out to Miss Anderson. What is up? What is up? What is up? D Money said, "Hope you wash your hands." That's crazy. Star Williams said, "There is not one father in life at all. The world is going to teach them their mamas ain't ish." Miss Anderson said, "Hope all is well." Miss Anderson also said, "Oh wow, that is crazy work." It is. It 100% is. Like we got stuff out here that shouldn't be happening, but the one positive part is that the community did pull up after the video went viral on social media. The community, as you see, all of these parents pulling directly up, people in the community, both men and women. You even got the news out there, pulled up to the scene to show support for the mother. Because you got these kids that obviously go directly to the school, and people like, yeah, we ain't having this. Where these kids at? Where these parents at? Because we need to sit up there and see somebody. Like this is what it looks like when a community actually stands up. When a community is specifically there. Sham said, "I hate when I'm busy and everybody wants to call me." Yeah. Taco Yokai said, "When some people say kids are not trash, not all are trash, but we all knew an evil kid growing up, the kind we all avoided." So ... That is facts. That is facts. Miss Anderson said, "Now, if she started dog walking those kids, it would have hit the news." Oh yeah, 100%, 100%. Lunch said, "What is up? Yo, what is up? What is up? What is up?"
The bullying needs to stop. Parents need to do better. That's why I take a village to raise kids, not just one person. Because everybody don't get it all. Thanks, Stacks. Nah, Stacks, that looks like some Stacks. I don't know if I can believe you on that one.
For CPS, and yeah, I like are the middle school age group, and this is a Chicago public school. Right now we have the Chicago Police Department who is protecting the entranceway to the school due to protesters who had arrived out here out front of the school. So right now you have news media, you have, people from the community, relatives of the victim. People are speaking out about bullying in the school system, in Chicago public schools. So, this happened at Orville Bright Elementary School, and this is a school that I have taught at multiple times as a substitute teacher for CPS. And I am aware, these kids are big and strong, this woman was very small, and, she didn't stand a chance against all of those kids who ganged up on her and her children and hurt them. And it's ridiculous, and people are standing up, and we're speaking out against this violence in our community. We want to protect every person, every child, everybody in our community. We can't do that if people are not going to be held accountable. So.
So yeah, that's pretty much where we are at this moment in time. Um, it's tough. It is it's a very tough situation. Like I was telling people before, these are situations again that I try to warn people about, try to tell people about, so that we don't have copycats, we don't have things like this that continuously happen, in the community. Because, like I said, I would rather not have to cover videos like this at all. I'd rather talk about anything else, but having to sit through and watch countless videos of this, to read stories about this and stuff like this, I would rather not, because I've seen too many instances. Let's say that the mother that you see in front of you, let's say that the mother wasn't there to specifically walk her kids home and to protect them. Those kids who are larger than, you can see her one son right there, how small her son is. He don't weigh nothing, right? And how small he is, he would have been jumped by all of those larger kids that clearly outweigh him. One of the other sons, he already got pulled by his hair. They pulled him directly off of his mom, pulled him by his locks off of his mom. Like I said, I feel very much sorry for her and those two kids having to face and having to sit up there and deal with any type of situation like that, because it should not have happened. And like Miss Anderson said, if the mother would have been able to just dog walk all of those kids, do y'all know how upset people in the Black community would have been? Which is crazy to think about. It's crazy to think about that you would have people more mad at a mother defending herself and just walking those kids versus, the other way. There would have been outrage all over. A lot of people would have been making all types of, oh man, if that was my kids, ain't nobody gonna put hands on my rah, rah, rah. All of the same nonsense. But the one thing, like I said, the one thing I can sit up there and say, at least at this moment in time, is the fact that those out there in the community did pull up to show up and speak out against what was going on and happening. They're taking a stand. And if we can get this to continue, a lot of things in Chicago and many other places will stop. It will at least curb it. I'm not saying it's going to stop it 100%, but it will at least curb, a lot of the things that are transpiring, that are happening. And that's what we need. That's the type of stuff that I would rather report directly on. Those out there in the community, they're being proactive. They're showing up to a lot of these things in droves, in groups. Like I said, everybody there, when we go back and look at the protest, where you got all of these parents directly out there, I'm trying to get like a better view of think I might have to go to the other video here. Let me see if I can get you a better view here. Right? All of the parents out there are peaceful. You don't see nobody trying to, break windows, and everybody's out there peaceful. People want to have a conversation. People want to have a talk. People want to know what specifically is going to be done by the school and all of those things. Nobody is acting crazy. This is the type of stuff that we need more directly of to happen all across the United States when it deals with Black kids and the Black communities. This is what the moment in time that we can start having this happen, and people are made and held accountable for the actions of their kids, the quicker that a lot of things would cease in the Black community. A lot of stuff would just drop because they would know better. They'd be like, yo, parents would be like, hey, I ain't about to sit there and go to prison for you. I will turn you in before I go to prison. That's going to that the moment in time that you can start to have more of this actually take place and happen, you'll see a lot of parents be like, yo, I'll turn you in before I'm going to prison. And that needs to happen. That needs to happen. Yo, Cardenas, what is up? What is up? What's up? You said, what is up? Seji, Hudson, and B1 Warriors. I hope I am not late to this live stream. I mean, we've been going for about like an hour and 22. D Money said, did the kids get arrested? At this moment in time, I have not heard or seen anything about the kids being arrested. I will sit up there and make follow-up stories, though. I have to watch, I think, what did they say? Like ABC 7 or something like that. So I got to watch the Chicago news in order to figure out what is going to happen. I would love to see if the mayor of Chicago is going to talk about this. He might not. It's a 50-50. I feel like this should be a top priority story to get directly out there. Ms. Anderson said, facts. You said correction, SEIJIHITO. No, I got you. She doesn't said the son has been bullied for the last 2 years and the school was aware of the ongoing issue. And see, and this is what I'll be talking about. The schools know about a lot of these things going on, but they refuse to actually do anything about it. But then people want to get mad when parents actually step in and they start protecting their kids. They start doing what it is that the school system or that the police should have already initially been doing. Like I said, it's backwards. It's completely backwards out here. I really feel like your name is Seven. Sivan said for 2 years, she should sue the school system. He said probably not in Chicago. I mean, stuff can happen if the people start putting more pressure, if the Black, I can't speak for any other community, but if the Black community really starts putting feet to fire, they can get a lot of things to change. Like I said, you can't stop everybody from speaking. If the whole of the Black community in Chicago pulls up to basically speak, they don't got enough police. And that's what the moment in time that you know that the situation is so big that you have to act in order to calm down a lot of these people. Like I said, that's what it's going to take. You would need half of the city to pull up to the scene in order to, for these town hall meetings, in order for a lot of things to transition, in order for a lot of things to actually get fixed, in order for a lot of these political officials to really start moving. But up until that point, they're not going to do nothing because realistically, they don't take anybody serious. They're like, well, I got your vote, so that's all that matters. Just like the people of the school district that represent the school district and the school system. They were like, well, we got the vote or already got the job, so it don't matter. Nah, let half of Chicago pull up to the scene when it deals with these schools and a lot of the stuff that's been ongoing that the school system know about and they don't do nothing about it. Allow half of the city to pull up. Watch how that changes overnight. You're going to have a lot of these, quote unquote, you're going to have a lot of these teachers, principals, superintendents. They're going to be shaking in their boots because they're like, man, I might actually lose my job, might lose my pension, might lose my money. And that's what needs to happen. Because realistically, when the moment of time that the school system knows about bullying, all of those who are involved, their pensions needs to be up for grabs. That's the first thing that's up for grabs. Because in order for them to take this serious enough, you got to start going after their money. People don't like it when you go after their money. especially those who are in the school district, superintendents, the principals, the teachers. They don't like that. And these are the same people involved that perform these cover ups that really don't do the things that they need to necessarily do in order to prevent a lot of this bullying from happening within these schools. Like I said, that's crazy. That's 100% crazy. But yeah, I'm going to keep y'all posted though. I am going to keep y'all posted directly on this, and we're going to see where this goes. But just in case you came in late, you can always hit the rewind button directly on the live stream. And I'm going to apologize for the spaces in between where there were pauses of me not talking. I had to deal with some stuff off stream. So that happens, and I can't edit that out. That's the beautiful part about doing things live. It just happens. So it'd be like that. Taka Yokai said, "Why are the schools so large?" I mean, that's how they make them. That's how they tend to make the schools, and they want to. And well, I'll put it to you like this: the school system is there for money. The school system isn't really there for the kids or to teach. It's just another industry that is used in order to pull money from the poor. The school system gets more money than any parent would actually get from government assistance when having a child. The school system be getting thousands upon thousands. I'm talking about like $5, $10, $15,000 per child, like crazy numbers directly out here. Like they be getting money. So this is why schools be freaking out when kids. The only time when a school want to be a school is when count day shows up. This is when it's. I'm sorry, not count day. When it's count week, that's when every single one, the teachers and principals, we got to get every single student there. We got pizza parties. We got concerts. We got free days, game days. Now the school want to be a fun school because they want to make sure that every single kid that needs to be there can be there so they can get these thousands of dollars. After that count week or count day, the school don't care about your kids, and that's facts. After that day, the school does not care about your kids. After that day, your kid can be tardy 255 days out of the year. They're not going to notify you. They're not going to care because they already got the money. And this is why I said before that the school system is really only there to just take money. They're not there to actually invest and to turn out the best product that they possibly can. They don't really care about that. It's all about the money at the end of the day. It's crazy. Sham says schools are large because of lack of funding in the inner cities. So they squish a lot of kids together. That's true. That's true. Sham also said the school system gets money from property taxes and federal taxes. The more problem a child has, the more taxes they get. So this is why they don't put problem children in special schools. I'm not even sure. So you're just going to keep spamming. No problem. Got you. You're up out of here. Somebody said, "Oh, you're responding to the other person that just banned." Yeah, because he just kept spamming it. I'm like, yo, I don't. He's up there like talking about some other stuff. I'm like, bro, this ain't the channel for that. You get whatever is going on in some other place in the world that has no bearing when it deals with Black Americans. I'm sorry, you're gonna have to. You got packed up, buddy. You got packed up. But yeah, it's crazy work though. 100%. But yeah, much love, respect, and appreciation to any and all folks who pulled up directly to the scene, to the live stream to be a part and take part. I will have a solo version directly of this video here, and I may wait. I'll probably leave this live stream up a little bit longer than normal, so that I can wait for more information because I want to try to put everything in one video. But even if I can't, I'll probably have the other video up before 12 a.m. I'll say. So be on the lookout directly for that. So again, much love, respect, and appreciation to any and all who pulled directly up to the platform. And what was that? Yo, Jimmy NZ, what is up? What is up? What is up? What is going on? Much love, respect, and appreciation for becoming a new member to the channel. Much love, respect, and appreciation. So let me go back through my normal spill. Shout out to any and all members and new members directly to the channel. Shout out to any and all donators, past, present, and future. Shout out to anybody who's donated through way of Cash App. Shout out to all of my Patreons. Shout out to my beautiful and wonderful moderators who do the Lord's work every single day. I would not be able to do what it is that I'm able to do every single day without people like you. And again, thanks to y'all for being here for the longest time, and supporting through every single thing that the platform has had to fight. And go directly through. Shout out to y'all. Much love to Lunch. Sham said they jumped on an adult with sickle cell. Yep. Yo, old school, what is up? He said now them same black folks who showed up to the schools to protest need to be the same ones to call ICE on these illegal immigrants on Chicago. That's facts. Warren K said, I hope that the police were called and those children were arrested. I hope the kids were arrested. Like I said, I want the parents and the kids all in prison. No ifs, ands, or buts. Do not pass go. I want them straight in prison. Like I said, I want to see everybody in orange jumpsuits. Everybody in orange jumpsuits. Like I said, I want this to be a parade. I want the parents and I want the kids all in the same courtroom. All of them getting time. D Money said, darn right, Seji couldn't do this without us. That's bars. That's bars. Sham said she was pregnant as well and trying to guard her children. Yep. Yo, Rabbit, what is up? What is up? What is up? You said these kids are giving racists only more ammo. Yep. 100%. But there's nothing you can do about it. The only way to stop this from happening is basically going directly to the source, which is getting control of the situation by way of the community, as which you can see here. Like I said, I'm proud of the people of Chicago that pulled up to the school to show up in concern and frustration for the video that they were able to see on social media. Much love and respect to all of those folks there. Y'all doing the right thing. And I need, hopefully, other people in other black communities are looking at this and they're like, yo, we need to pull up the same way that the people in Chicago did. New Money said, we got striped jumpsuits down here. Sivan said that attack should be labeled a disability hate crime. That's bars. That's a good one. Yep. It should. I agree. Should be a disability hate crime. It should. It really should. You can tell even by the stance of the mother that something like is not 100%. But it's like the kids don't care. Just like the parents don't care. This is why the kids, like I said, the kids are a reflection of the parents. Kids are a reflection of the parents. That's again, the main thing, even still to this day, that mom states that kids are a reflection of the parents. And it's true. Whatever teachings that are given at home to these kids, that's what they leave out with, and that's what they show the world. Warren K said, does anybody know what the fight was all about? So the kids were getting bullied. As somebody noted directly in the comment section, they said that the bullying was going on for about a good 2 years. From what somebody stated in the comment section. So it was pretty much all over bullying, and you have the group of kids that decided that they wanted to come directly after a mother and her kids. Trying to see if I can give you a little bit of the group here. Let me see. Yeah, so you basically got this large gangle of kids, and some of them are pretty tall. You got this large gangle of kids that decided to attack a mom and basically her 3 kids, because one child is, as which was stated, she's pregnant. And then the other 2 children are very young and they're short. Like the other 2 kids couldn't do nothing against that group. That's like, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's probably almost close to like 15 kids there. Because you also got the one recording, and I think you got some other ones that might be lagging behind. So you got close to like 15 kids there that decided that they wanted to, jump this family. Like I said, put all of them in prison, in jail, give all of them time. I don't ever want to see them out no time soon. No time soon. No time. I kid you not. No time soon, dog. Sham said the kids had been bullying her son. Was it Taco Yokai said that she was smaller than some of those kids? Yep. Sham said, look at how small the children are compared to that group of girls. Her kids were elementary school size. Why they got these big kids with the little ones? Yep. Like I said, it's bad. It's all bad. And I know like the mom has to be, I want to say she's probably shorter than like 5'6" probably. Because you got some of those kids that are actually taller than the mom. Like I said, it's crazy. Like that little girl is so small, man. Like well, I'm going to sit up and take a breather. So we're going to end the live stream pretty much on that. Easy Gomes said they mobbed up. That can be dangerous even for someone larger than them. Yeah, that's facts. So, I think we want to just, in a sense, leave it as that because the more I look at this, the more mad I want to get. So, yeah, I'm just going to leave it as that and, let y'all carry on about y'all day and, post some videos directly up. And again, I'm going to do my best to keep you guys up to date on this story. I'm going to do my best. But anyways, much love, respect, and appreciation. And what was it? The Real America said, can't lie, I would have treated them elementary school kids like they were 200-pound grown men. Yeah, I understand it. Sham said, have a good one. Eat well, stay safe. And Taco Yokai said this. That's bar. So yeah, go out there, guys, decompress, have your energies, elsewhere. Go, look at some anime, some movies, play some Battlefield 6, maybe some Black Ops, some Steam games, order some Uber food, get, get your feng shui, directly order, because that is what I'm about to do. So much love, respect, and appreciation. Thank you guys for pulling up to the live stream, and I will catch you guys in the next live stream and or video. Peace out.